So as of last night, Dogpack404 has dropped his third video on Mrbeast, technically, in which there are some very, very insane allegations against a lot of the higher-ups within his company, alleging a lot of very, very, very bad things about a lot of the people that I can't even say within the first 30 seconds of this video. But I do have to say, this is probably one of the worst Dogpack videos to date, and if this is how it's going to be from here on, I'm not having too much hope for Dogpack after this. A lot of information he has in this video is either A, stuff we already know, or B, flat out slander and opens him up to a defamation lawsuit. We'll get more into my thoughts later on this, but there are some allegations within this video that are worth covering. Issue being, it is a whole lot of he said, she said, so Mrbeast most definitely has an out with this video. This video focuses on a series of very serious allegations of SA and cover-ups involving Mrbeast and his associates along with the higher-ups in his company. According to Dogpack, he has faced some issues and challenges with the approval for getting some victims' testimonies into the part 3 of the Dogpack saga.
I wanted to put all the SA allegations into one video, part 3, final video until Jimmy responds at least. I sort of overestimated how easy that would be as far as like getting everything approved with victims and lawyers, and like I do have sort of that bigger project, the original part 3, and I have a lot of other interviews and other allegations that I'm working on putting together, so I have something for when Mrbeast responds. If his response is bad, then I can sort of point out, hey, he lied here and he deflected and straw man argument or whatever, as well as like dropping new allegations and doing it in an opportune way so that they get the most eyeballs.
Which, if that was the case, I don't understand why you dropped this video. This video feels rushed, and you guys will understand what I'm talking about once we start getting into it. The first allegation of the 3 allegations that are thrown in this video is about a man named James Warren, who allegedly is the secret chief executive officer of Mrbeast, and also is apparently the cousin of Mrbeast. He was also apparently the former COO of acquisitions at a company named Greenstone Ventures LLC, which was a real estate investment firm that was involved in a massive Ponzi scheme. Allegedly, he is aggressive. He is a very bad dude who beats on his wife, beats on his girlfriend, beats his dog.
I claim definitively that James Warren was aware of the fraud that was taking place and willingly complicit in helping Mr. Hutchins defraud old ladies. No, but from what I've heard of James Warren's character, how he's hit ex-girlfriends, not let them leave the house, beat his dog, defrauded people in his own ways. Creative juice is an interesting one that could be looked into, which was done with Mrbeast.
Issue with this part of the allegations at this point in time. Dogpack drops this little bomb here.
I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and hits his girlfriends. There's allegedly domestic violence charges that were filed against him, and I say allegedly because it turns out there's a lot of people in North Carolina named James Warren who assault their girlfriends, I guess. So I'm still having people look into these cases.
This part of the video struck me as a little confusing. Why add this part? Why add any of the allegations against James Warren if you can't even confirm that this is the same James Warren? Why do that? That opens you up to a massive defamation case from James Warren himself, and it makes the evidence that you bring to this video look horrible. It doesn't fit with the way that you've been doing these videos, and there was no reason to add this. This feels like it should have stayed in the cutting room floor. There's no way this video should have came out if this is how we're going to approach things, to a point where I don't even feel comfortable talking about the rest of the allegations that are thrown at James Warren, because all of them after this point with that knowledge make no sense. They don't matter, because I can't even, there's no proof, there's no evidence. Why say this? Just because you're saying it is alleged doesn't mean shit. Please get your facts right before you drop these giant information dumps on people. The only other allegation that actually matters when it comes down to James Warren is actually his ties to the second person who has allegations thrown at him, LaKoya Hill, who is apparently James Warren's best friend, which I can't confirm or deny that. I don't know if that's true or not. And I mean, based off of what Mr. Dogpack himself said, we can only take it at face value from his word in this video, which isn't really a lot. LaQuia Hill, on the other hand, actually does have a very, very strange case on his hands. The apparent and alleged close friend of James Warren and was a former COO of the Mrbeast dubbing company, Creator Global. This guy is actually kind of concerning because he used to run an adult entertainment business before he joined Mrbeast.
LaQuia Hill was running an adult entertainment event business in San Francisco called LaQuia Hill Entertainment. Then in 2019, he was hired to Mrbeast as a producer.
Our party evolved into this place where, you know, you have the drag queens, the muscle daddies, the bears, the twinks, the like posh boys.
Now, I'm all for personal freedoms. I believe adults should be able to do whatever they want. However, I question what qualified the sort of go-go dance drag daddy of San Francisco for a job producing YouTube content for children. Well, you know, it'd also be weird if Mrbeast hired Johnny Sins as the janitor, I guess.
And I don't know if you guys, know this about Mrbeast, but most of his content is aimed at children. Why are you hiring an adult entertainer to manage a company for you? That's a little strange. The allegations on his name are a little more provable as well, but I will say this as we get into this video, they are all over the place. Apparently, he was fired for a sexual assault against his assistant, but he wasn't actually fired, he was moved. He got kicked out of the dubbing company and then got moved to basically just another dubbing company, which then he got promoted anyway, so it really didn't even matter.
Choose that in late 2021, he was allegedly fired for sexually assaulting his assistant. Now, I put fired in quotation marks because he was actually quietly moved to the dubbing company, which was Unilingo at the time. Here is proof that he used the LaQuia at unilingo.tv email, links back to him, links to these photos, one of which was the profile picture for his YouTube channel, which also after my first video, his YouTube channel mysteriously got deleted. And at some point, his Twitter also got deleted. I don't know if that's when he sexually assaulted his assistant. I don't know if that's after my first video got posted. Either way, Booty Call Wednesdays are canceled. He was actually brought back to Mrbeast in 2023 after sexually assaulting his assistant prior and promoted to Chief Financial Officer, which is how I personally was introduced to him. Here's some evidence from the internal Slack channel at Mrbeast showing LaQuia Hill acting in some COO capacity, saying there's news reporters outside, do not engage with them. This was shortly after the Time magazine article came out.
On top of that, they apparently gave him a $28,000 bonus on top of everything for some reason. Now, like I said, the allegations against this dude are all over the place. The allegations of SA go from everything from hanging people's jobs in front of their face if they didn't sleep with him, to showing off a dildo collection, to just a bunch of random stuff. Apparently the guy has a thing for 18-year-old straight men.
But here's the first testimony, and I'll say this person is especially credible in my opinion. I asked them, did you see or hear of any sexual misconduct at the company? They say yes. LaQuia Hill, the current COO. In 2021, he had an assistant named victim's name. I heard LaQuia acted very inappropriately with victim, booking hotel rooms with only one bed, walking around in his underwear, having victim come to his house and showing him his sex toy collection. Just in general, LaQuia made victim uncomfortable. Victim started complaining to higher-ups, and a report got written. LaQuia was put on paid leave for like a month. Then Mrbeast moved him to the dubbing company, and he was hired back in 2023 and was promoted to COO, even though Jimmy, James, and Sue 100% know his history. Also, I heard that when Victim was let go, he was given $30,000 in severance.
The very big issue that I found with this video, and especially with the LaQuia Hill and James Warren pieces of this video, is all of his testimonies and witness testimonies and people coming out, they're all anonymous, so we can't even confirm or deny any of the things in this video. Again, I don't know why you would drop this if this is like the only piece of evidence that you have that even matters. There's also the allegation that Mrbeast and James Warren attempted to cover up all the SA allegations due to the fact that they were moving him from company to company, which, yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. Why else would you be moving this dude from company to company? Why even have him? Apparently, this was also the COO they were talking about within this leaked document, quote-unquote leaked document, but we will be moving on. The next allegation that is thrown is directly at Jimmy himself, which I'm gonna be honest with you, all of the information that Dogpack throws out here is information we already knew. The fact that Mrbeast's company runs like a fraternity obviously we've known that because of the way every video on him has been presented. I mean, for Christ's sake, I have like 13 videos on the guy already. I know he's a piece of shit. He goes on again about the toxic work environment, which is mainly towards women.
Wasn't a part of his inner circle, or the boys club as it's called. I did hear Jimmy straight up say that the guy making a documentary on him right now has footage of him saying stuff that would absolutely get him canceled. It's just a well-known thing the boys club is misogynistic and looks down on women in the company despite what they might say publicly. Behind closed doors, the women in the company know that the culture is a problem.
Which, again, we could already kind of put 2 and 2 together with the amount of SA allegations that have been thrown out since the entire Chris Tyson thing. He also alleges that Mrbeast has actively and knowingly ignored multiple SA complaints and HR complaints because that's just how the business runs, which isn't something that he actually shows any evidence or proof for, and it's more hearsay than it is anything else, which again has already kind of been proven by the Chris Tyson stuff. At this point in the video, he goes on again about LaQuia Hill, who is, as we know, at this point a sexual deviant at the very least and a predator at the very most. He goes on to say that Mrbeast knowingly rehired this guy multiple times and moved him from business to business to cover things up, which again, we kind of already know that. You don't need to harp on that point again. The next person he brings up is Maddie Spidell, who is Mrbeast's ex-girlfriend. Now, this person, I don't know why she is in the video. I don't understand what the point of this part of this video even was, but it was mainly not even about Maddie. As a matter of fact, he only brings up Maddie as a way to shit on Drama Alert and Keemstar.
Now, I almost feel like there's been a campaign against Maddie Spidell to discredit her before she's even shared any information. A lot of like clout chaser and gold digger allegations. I'll say this is also from that Rolling Stone article. They referenced the breakup. The reporter says, you know, Maddie Spidell, who's appeared in a handful of videos, those in Mrbeast's inner circle told me that Spidell had been a positive influence, forcing Donaldson to prioritize work-life balance more. Donaldson did not want to comment on the record about the breakup, citing Spidell's privacy, yet Tyson, Chris Tyson, says Donaldson's singular focus on work was a major contributing factor. I think that's what he's going to be looking for next. Somebody who can match his obsession with business and money and all that kind of stuff. So not a bad word to be said about Maddie Spidell from Jimmy or the people in his inner circle, which is pretty unusual of an ex-girlfriend. I'll show some of the brain dead media coverage headed by Cuckstar and his news organization Drama Alert. So here's just one of his many posts about Maddie. A thread of every time Mrbeast's ex-girlfriend allegedly shaded him, downplaying the clout-chasing claims against her. So let's see this extensive thread. One post of a TikTok where she says she was traumatized at 19. Why do you think that's about Jimmy, Keemstar? Allegedly complaining about Mrbeast fans. This is her most popular TikTok period with over 6.5 million views and was posted last year. And then Drama Alert goes on to give one more example. And that's the end of the thread.
Which I've got some stuff to say on that, and I'll reserve for after what is said. He goes on to say that Maddie has been a target of accusations, including clout farming, clout chasing, and milking the situation because obviously, you know, it's Mrbeast. This is his ex. A ex doesn't ever really talk well about their past partners. He also goes on to say that despite these allegations, Maddie hasn't really said anything about Mrbeast in general. He goes on to show that her TikTok page really only has one video on Mrbeast, which is not even a point. And this entire segment of this video felt like a ramble about Drama Alert more than it was about Mrbeast, because he's trying to say that Drama Alert reported on this lady more than they reported on Mrbeast, and that she said nothing. But issue is that Drama Alert reported on her saying nothing. Like, that's what they did. They were like, breaking news, Maddie Spidell, former Mrbeast girlfriend, comes out and says absolutely nothing about anything. And then they made like this thread about how she said nothing at all, which I agree. She didn't say anything. That's the whole point of this. Why are you bringing it up if she said nothing? And it's mainly just to poke fun at Keemstar, which I have my gripes with the way Drama Alert has been handling the situation, but this is not the way to go about it. Drama Alert has been doing a lot of super shitty coverage on Mrbeast, and they have been not covering the more important stuff on Mrbeast. Why didn't you bring that up if you wanted to shit on Drama Alert? The whole Maddie Spidell thing, like, yeah, you gave them a W here because she did, in fact, say nothing. You can vague post all you want, right? I'm not shitting on her for that, but at least say something if you're trying to say something, you know, that this is the biggest controversy in the world right now. He then goes on to say more about the internal culture at Mrbeast, which again is that it runs like a fraternity. They're sexist, they're mean, they do a lot of crunching, you know, all this shit that we already know. Again, I don't exactly know why this is even in the video. The next allegation, when I first watched this, I thought, oh, that's a strange allegation. And then on my second and third watch and going through my notes, I was like, what even are you trying to say about this person to begin with? Because the next allegation is about someone named Jeff Hausenbold, and this is their new president and COO. A very, very recent hire who is apparently the person hired within this document, who was brought in to help improve the culture and change the company as a whole to get a better work environment. But the allegations that Dogpack is throwing out here is that Hausenbold has had controversial work environments in the past, as he was involved in multiple different companies. I looked into this guy. He has his fingers in like literally every single company you can think of. And he mainly goes on to say that this dude said something offhand in a Peloton bike thing where he said that a lot of the male clients that they get are jerking off to the workout videos, which I don't exactly know why that was added. That's such a weird thing to add.
So what's interesting about this is that the only person named in an initiative to foster a better internal culture is Jeff Hausenbold. But what's ironic about this is that Jeff Hausenbold has been in the news previously for the internal culture that he helped create as managing partner at the SoftBank Vision Fund. Here's New York Post. Nasty executives shaped macho culture at SoftBank Vision Fund. And here's Bloomberg Business Week. SoftBank Vision Fund employees depict a culture of recklessness. It has also been described as an environment of sycophancy and harassment. So seemingly all the problems that people have with Mrbeast's internal culture. But this Bloomberg article also goes to call Jeff out by name. Jeff Hausenbold collects cars, including a blue Ferrari, and claims to own a 20,000 bottle wine cellar, although he doesn't drink himself. Acquaintances describe him as smart and arrogant and almost entirely lacking in self-awareness. He's also gotten away with some questionable behavior. In a discussion about whether to invest in the stationary bike startup Peloton in 2017, according to two people who were in the meeting, Hausenbold opined that its exercise equipment appealed in part to men who masturbated to its workout videos. SoftBank denied the claims, but it's an oddly specific thing for two people to make up a story about masturbating to Peloton workout videos.
I'm actually kind of boggled as to why you would even add this. It felt like you didn't have any dirt on this guy, so you went to go find the most damning thing you could, and it came out with nothing. I don't even understand the allegations you're trying to throw out here, if I'm gonna be honest with you. The end of this video calls for accountability on Mrbeast to fire James Warren and to fire LaKoya Hill. The allegations you threw at James Warren are horrible. You can't do that, brother. If you don't know if this is the James Warren that beat his wife or not, don't throw those allegations out there. You're opening up yourself for a defamation lawsuit. And I know you said your lawyers confirmed that this is all good, fine, and dandy. There's no fucking way. I don't know who your lawyer is, but get a better one, because that is terrible. I'm not like a law school expert or anything, but if you can't prove an allegation and then you just go on to say all the allegations and then you're like, yeah, I actually don't know if this is the real guy or not, but I'm just gonna go with it and pretend it is for the sake of the video. No, don't do that. Why would you ever do that? He also threatens Mrbeast multiple times in this video with dropping nukes and says that he's trying to wait for Mrbeast to drop his response.
That's that, because I think Mrbeast knows Maddie has nukes against him and he's trying to discredit her. James Warren and LaKoya Hill, fire them, don't just move them around. Or I'm going to start dropping nukes. And I have a lot of other interviews and other allegations that I'm working on putting together, so I have something for when Mrbeast responds. If his response is bad, then I can sort of point out, hey, he lied here and he deflected and straw man argument or whatever.
To drop another video, which I have a very serious problem with that. Don't do that. Drop all the allegations all at once, so that way we can just get this shit out of the way instead of trying to make this some reality TV bullshit. And so that way Mrbeast can actually respond to everything. The best outcome we have here is Mrbeast gets all the allegations out of the way and then makes a cohesive and coherent response to all of them. Don't try and do this whole like, oh, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna save some for later. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop teasing your other videos, move in silence, drop the other videos with all the proof instead of doing whatever the hell this was. Also, stop listening to Jake Weddle, dude. This entire video felt like a shit post from 2014, and I can tell that Jake Weddle most definitely had some sort of influence within this video, because the comedy beats in here are terrible, atrocious, and the video is just so poorly constructed that it makes no sense to even post it to begin with. The only, and I mean the only allegation that makes any sense to be in this video is about Latoya Hill, who is, in my opinion, someone we should probably worry about and someone that Mrbeast most definitely needs to talk about in his response video. But we're never gonna get a response video from Mrbeast if Dogpack doesn't drop all the fucking information. Listen, Dogpack, if you're watching this video, I don't know if you will, this is directly to you. Don't take advice from Cam Nuggets, Quintheo, or Jake Weddle. I know you guys are all buddies and stuff. They don't know how to handle a fucking legal case, my guy. You guys are about to destroy this case. If this is the type of videos that you guys are gonna be dropping, stop. Genuinely stop and rethink the way you're gonna be doing this. This is a bad look. You cannot come out of the woodworks with allegations that cannot be proven. Cannot come out of the woodworks with allegations you haven't proven. You can't come out with allegations that you don't even know if this is the right person or not. Take my advice or not, but if you don't, you might end up with a defamation case on your hands. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated on the next Dogpack video and when Mrbeast responds. So yeah, stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think down below. Anyways, I gotta post this video, so